I'm back at this again with another video after my professional glowing career did not take off and I got degloved. But after being degloved, I thought about it for a second. We've gone to China for the racing industry. We have gone to Singapore, which is a very small country. So what haven't we gone to? What hasn't had my blood boiling? What hasn't had my blood rushing to my head? What hasn't had me scared of every single animal near me? And I got it. Australia. So I decided, what a way to end off the year and have a good Christmas than to be at Australia and be very festive. This video is going to be joined to me by guess he couldn't make it. Anyways, I'm going to do this video by myself, and there's going to be 6 categories to this video. Let's get into it. National identity, geographic and infrastructures, people and culture, economic and government, the crisis and the solution, and interviewing a Australian.
Australians, all let us.
Australia has a national anthem like every other country, and it's called the Advanced Australian Fair. The anthem is to celebrate Australia's unity and very beautiful landscape of the country. Please ignore that stutter. As Australian anthem suggests, Australians are very proud of their country, which is really good. I've also found 3 very interesting historical stuff that has happened in Australia that I think are key parts. So I'm going to go through them. First one is in 50,000 BC when Aboriginal people, I don't think I pronounced that right, but they would arrive in Australia due to there being a land bridge, just like how people got to America. But the land bridge would go away and Australia would become an island. Now time for a big, massive time jump, where we are going now into the 1850s, where gold was discovered. This, just like what happened in America with California, would cause a gold rush, which boosted Australia's popularity and all that stuff because people wanted gold. The last important history thing that I think Australia was a part of was in 1914 and 1918, where Australia was in World War I. And they were part of the Allies. They were mainly allies with the British Empire, though, but they were also allies with all the other allies, obviously. They would also be in World War II, but I feel like being in World War I is a big accomplishment for this country.
How can a sausage be upside down, you stupid little...
As you can see, Australia looks like that. Obviously, as you saw from the maps, Australia is on an island, but it is also split between the Pacific and Indian Oceans on the southern hemisphere. The island is very low on Earth, which is what makes the upside down joke that people do. Closest land bordering Australia is New Zealand, in the southeast, in Indies in the north. Some of the big natural landforms in Australia is the Australian Alps, the lakes of Lake Eyre North and Lake Eyre South. Australia is also in a very unique part of the world, so it has seven different climates. And those climates are equatorial, tropical savanna, humid subtropical, Mediterranean, hot desert, semi-arid, and oceanic climates. Going back on landmarks, a very big infrastructural humans have made as a landmark in Australia is the West Knox tunnel on a highway, which is the largest and longest road tunnel in all of Australia, which makes traffic a lot better so people can travel Australia pretty fast. This is useful because most of the people in Australia live in urban areas. Hell, by most, I mean like 70% of Australians' population live in urban areas. So Australia is very heavily populated in the cities. These big cities have very expensive living though. But contrast to that, people also live in the countryside, like rural population, but that is a lot lower and yet also a lot cheaper. Australia has a pretty big, diverse group of people, not as much as other places like Singapore, which we covered last week, but still big and diverse. The age diversity is 18.3% for people 0 to 14. That age group has around 2.5 million males and 2.3 million females. And then we're going to jump up to a big percent here. 64.7% of people in Australia are 15 to 64 years old, which is a big age gap, which serves its big percentage, with 8.6 million being males and 8.6 million being females, which is basically a perfect split down the middle, 50-50. 70% of the population is for people who are 65 years old or older, with 2 million males and around 2.4 million females. Not as much as a perfect split down the middle like last time. Due to the many percents of the charts I have here, we are going to go in the top 3 lists. So the top 3 highest in religion is 20% Roman Catholic, 18.1% Protestant, and 3.5% Christianity. The next ranking we have is for education and literacy rate. For some build-up, they have a 13-year school system, kind of like America. So their education is ranked around 8th, which isn't too high, but isn't too low either. So they're pretty smart. It's pretty smart. The last percent chart we have will be for what you've probably been waiting for, the long-awaited 3 ethnic groups. So let's spice it up and really get into this top 3 ranking. Hit it, me. In the number 3 spot, we have, standing with a 9.5%, it is the Irish. But now, don't look in the 3rd spot, look at the 2nd spot, as it is actually Australians with 29.9%. Imagine losing in your own country's ranking. How shameful. But now you're wondering, what takes first? I will tell you what takes first. It is the English with 33%. Just like everywhere else in the world, Australia obviously has popular art. One of the most famous artworks being from Frederick McCubbin, and it's a painting called The Pioneer. Australians also have famous food, one of them being the most famous and popular meat pie. That doesn't sound good. And the image don't look good either. Australia also has celebration days, obviously, and one of the biggest days is Australian Day, which is a very unique day. But it's on January 26th.
To the Sigmas of Australia, I say that this goofy air government have been capping.
Australia's leader is a prime minister. The prime minister right now is Anthony Albanese. Their government system is a constitutional monarch, a parliamentary democracy, and a federal system. Australia has some allies also, which is good, and they are the United States due to them being a big ally due to the ANZUS Treaty and strengthened by the AUKUS Pact. Another ally is New Zealand, which is very close by, so they're natural allies. But a rival they do have is with England, which is a big switch up from World War I. Their main rivalry, though, due to England, is mainly due to sports. But their rivalry isn't from, like, pure hatred of, I'm gonna take over your land, or whatever it is. It's actually from sports due to the ashes in cricket, which dates back all the way back to 1870s. We're gonna go all the way here in left field and talk about America's shopping list from Australia, which mainly consists of agricultural products such as meat, but it also has machinery, tech, gold, and opals. Now here is a GDP chart from Australia's history, and as you can see, Australia had a struggling period here, but now they're going back up, which is very good. Australia's top 3 exports are iron, coal, and natural gases. And their top 2 buyers are from China and Japan. Just like every nation, Australia obviously has its problem. And its big problems due to its big cities is pricing problems. And the biggest thing taking a hit from the pricing problems is housing, which is very important. That means these younger peoples who are living in Australia cannot buy a house like they should be able to. So they can't live anywhere. The prices are so high because of high demand, but such low supply. Because of the fact Australia is mostly cities and is on an island, they don't have much resources themselves to make the house, so they are reliant on trade, just like Singapore. But they aren't having enough supplies come in. So they don't have the supplies to buff out these houses. Australia can fix this by finding out what the most valuable or anything. What's the most valuable resource they have? What can they sell to other nations that the nation will pay the supplies Australia needs? And if Australia is able to find this, they will be able to now get the supplies to hopefully fix the pricing problem. But then the problem rises of what happens when they run out of that valuable source. But let's not worry about that too much, because if they're able to do this, I feel like they would be able to fix their pricing problems. And that would be very good for these younger people. They would actually be able to have homes. Today, we have followed a wild Australian to prove that my video that I made is right.
I'm right here.
Shut up! Alright, first question is this Australia?
Yeah.
Good. Next question. What is the name of your national anthem?
It's Advanced Australia Fair, I think.
You are correct. Alright, next question. What does it mean?
Oh, I know this one. It's to celebrate our nation's unity and beauty.
Yeah, for being upside down.
What was that?
Nothing. Anyways, what do you think is the highest ethnic group in Australia?
Australians.
Meh.
What would it be then? English people?
There you go.
Then where are the Australian people on the list?
They're second on the list. Anyways, next question. And this one's the final one. So be truly honest. What's up with the pricing problem?
Because there's not enough houses for everybody to buy, so they must raise the prices.
What do you think you can do to fix it?
Well, I think we should eliminate the amount of people on the island. So
No, read the script.
Oh. Australia should find something good and valuable to trade to get the right supplies to make the house.
Okay, I lied. Anyways, who is this guy?
No.
No one can. Okay, anyways, roll credits. Oh, Australia, oh, Australia, oh, Australia.